Facebook wants to see you paying your bill consistently and developing a trusted account. Okay, so let's take a look at this 3-step process that I've used over and over and over to help my friends get to $10,000 and $20,000 billing thresholds. I've got there myself on accounts, and I've gotten my friends there on accounts. Okay, and the steps are very, very easy. So if you're a brand new beginner, don't worry. The steps are very, very simplistic. Step number 1, and this is the most important. You've got to request the highest threshold. Okay, it sounds super simple, but trust me, this is the one that most people make the mistake on. Okay, because that's not something you do once. This is something, depending on how fast you spend, this is something you might be doing every day. Step number 2, you've got to spend the balance on the threshold. Step number 3, make 3 successful payments and repeat. So let's talk about these before I move on real quick. You might be writing them down too. So what do I mean here? I mean, your account is going to start with a very low threshold. So this is up to you. Facebook doesn't necessarily bump you up. I've seen them do it sometimes, but this is up to you. And you don't want to miss the opportunities. So like if you're spending ads every day, then every single day you should go in there and request a higher threshold until they give it to you. Okay, so step number 1, you want to do this frequently. Step number 2, spend the balance on the threshold. Now, of course, that's easier said than done because the higher balance you get, the harder it is to spend that. But Facebook wants to, you're kind of proving to Facebook in a way that this balance isn't high enough. You're kind of telling Facebook like, come on, man, I need a higher balance. So the way to prove that is by spending that balance. Now, step 3 is where, so far, my tried and true way that I've been able to get increases. I've noticed that if I request an increase before 3 successful payments have been made, it generally stalls out and doesn't go through. But if I make just 3 successful payments, I find that it's pretty easy to get an increase. So most of you are going to start without a Facebook ads rep. But once you get an ads rep, this is a process that you can use with that ads rep. Now, a lot of times they'll seem like they can get you an increase, but then they don't. So here's what I've always done. I've always basically made 3 successful payments and then gone to the ad rep and I've told them, hey, I've just made 3 successful payments. Can you raise my limit? Now, I've done this with an ad rep and without an ad rep. Okay, so I'm going to show you some screenshots in just a minute of even beginning accounts that are brand new with small budgets and how to be able to go in and increase them. Okay, but just write these down real quick. Request the highest threshold, spend the balance on the threshold, make 3 successful payments, and then repeat the process to higher and higher and higher levels. Again, this sounds overly simplistic. There are probably some of you that are way more advanced in this, but the reality is I just don't see many people do it because it is that overly simplistic. It is literally that simple. Sometimes the simplest ideas are the most genius ideas because people overlook them. Sitting there right in front of you is a very simple way to be able to do this. I've literally seasoned brand new accounts, brand new, into $10,000 billing thresholds in their first month, inside of 30 days, you guys. This is something that can happen fast. It is not credit-based or anything. And what that means by a $10,000 billing threshold is that Facebook will front that account person, they'll front that person like you, $10,000 before they bill you. They will say, here's 10 grand, use it as you wish, because to them it's just play money because they're selling you something that is essentially free for them that costs them no overhead. So they say, hey, here's $10,000, spend it as you wish, and then once you reach that $10,000 limit, we're going to bill you. Or if you don't reach that limit, they'll usually bill you in like 30 days. Now, they reserve the right to bill you anytime, but let's say that you spend $9,000 and you think you're going to trick them because you came $1,000 short of your billing threshold. They'll generally tell you that your bill is due every 30 days. So it's usually every 30 days or when you hit your account balance. But again, Facebook changes on a week-to-week basis, so who knows if they're going to shorten that or stretch that or what. But the key is just get the highest balance you can.